All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now live. We had a pretty good day in Bitcoin today, jumping up over $85,000. The altcoin space has kind of done a whole lot of nothing over the past week. And overall, as a weekend, it's been pretty calm. What I think is going to happen here in terms of our live streams, I'm planning on doing them daily. We're going to have shorter live streams in the weekends. I do have some news catalysts to talk about today, but of course, the weekend always moves slower. The stock market, equity markets are closed, and so everybody is touching grass instead of trading crypto. Makes sense? Yeah, makes sense. So let's get into the market. The vid link got deleted. Yeah, no, I deleted that. I went ahead and I threw it out because I have to make a unique one every time I want to do a StreamYard one. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But here it is. Bitcoin's up 85K. I'm bear. I am bear until we break above 86 and hold it. I've been saying this. I've been yapping about this for a while. But listen, I'm not a TA guy. I've talked to a lot of TA people that are very profitable, people that have made millions of dollars trading in crypto. And they all say the same thing. Until we break over 90, it's just kind of like limbo zone. Chop, 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 chop. So if you're trading it, then you're probably going to lose money right now. But if you are holding, if you're accumulating crypto, if you're doing what most normal crypto traders are doing, then you're going to be perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with doing this. All I have to say is that I have stables that are available if the markets decide to dump. You're profit in XRP, thinking about selling it and rolling it into Hbar. You're down on Hbar 40%. I have a question, Decrypto. Why would you sell something that is working out for you and buy something that is not working out for you? So let's say in this scenario, I'm very bullish on Hbar. I'm very bullish on XRP. But I would always say, and this is something that I tell everybody, if you're already winning in one of your positions, why would you roll it over to a losing position? Just because maybe this one could pump? I mean, that one could dump another 90% and XRP could pump another 10x, right? So I would say keep your winners and do not keep your losers. No matter how bullish you are on a crypto asset, that's like the most logical step in crypto is to always just roll it into the winners. Because a lot of the time, the winners keep being winners for the entire cycle. I mean, there are, lapses. For example, Solana got completely destroyed from the pump fund trenches, but that's an external thing. People overthink it. And that's part of, I think the thumbnail for this thing is like hold or something like that. That's part of it all. People overcomplicate this stuff. They think it's like you have to do rocket science to be able to trade crypto. A lot of it is holding through the chop and then thinking about what we're going to do next. Who knows? Maybe once we get out of the chop season, Hbar magically pumps up 10x. Who knows? But all we do know is that certain cryptos are doing better than other cryptos. And we are probably better off just holding our cryptos. That's kind of it. So we had this guy here, which I actually thought had a pretty good take. His name is Alex Kruger. First time I see him on my feed, but I actually think this is very intelligent. Makes a lot of sense to me. Welcome to the stream, Adrian. Welcome to the stream. Here's his view. So he thinks markets crawl higher if headlines remain neutral to benign this week and then freeze as we wait April 2nd because of the tariffs. The tariffs have been the big news catalyst that have been holding the price back. He calls it Liberation Day. April 2nd is similar to election night. It's going to be an absolute huge deal. This is going to be the time to be in crypto. You're going to want to be here for the volatility. Until then, the markets are scared. The markets don't want to go ahead and degen right now. Are there outliers? Yeah. But until then, it's going to be very annoying to trade crypto. Trump could go soft and, we'd pump like crazy, or it could just become another crash to 70K. I don't see us going below 70K. And, I'm someone that is a believer. I think that we are more likely to go up than we are to go down. I mean, we're not even talking about the long term. I'm talking about the short term here for the tariffs. I think a lot of it is paper handing. I think a lot of it is going to be solved before this even happens. This happened last time. The U.S. economy is still strong, but will likely slow down due to the tariffs, regardless of the path Trump chooses. But everybody is expecting a very sharp economic slowdown into the years, and which a lot of people have already gone and priced in. So if things are better, because everybody's expecting bad times, sentiment is very low. If things are better, by the way, what's up? Welcome to the stream around town. If things are better than people are expecting, because people are not expecting much right now, then we're going to pump. Bitcoin is actually in a really good position to continue its run. It is in a limbo mode. And I will say, as you could see here, volume is trickling down. We haven't had that volume spike yet. When we had this cringe little volume spike that was due to external tariff events. We haven't had that event, though. Actual volume coming into the crypto markets because everybody else is scared. because of the equity markets. It has nothing to do with crypto. The bull run is still here. It's just everything else is screwing up with our bull run right now. That's exactly what's happening right now. This market is much more bullish than any other market in the world. I mean, Tesla stock is like in the dumps right now compared to where it was a couple of months ago. So everything is just hurting right now. Everybody's waiting to see whether or not the news is as bad as they're expecting it to be. That's kind of where we're at in terms of the macro conditions for the market. By the way, if you're on the stream, smash the like button. I'm going to be doing these daily, kind of churning them out. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm planning on having experts. We actually had OG crypto traders, millionaires that have already made it in the space on, and I thought it was a great chat. I'm very much looking forward to doing it again, even if it doesn't get views. The alpha that you get talking to millionaires and people that have already made it, it's something that you cannot get normally. You just can't get that every day. So I'm always looking forward to talking to more intelligent people in the crypto space. Other things that happened, punks have been killing it. So the OG crypto punks have been absolutely killing it lately. I mean, this punk sold for what, 420 ETH, which was almost double the price. It was 240, not the same thing, but you know what I mean. If they flipped the price, 240 to 420 ETH, $842,000. That's crazy. That's wild. Absolutely wild. NFTs are killing it in the punk side. People are kind of coming into the OG stuff. So they're not buying Bored Ape Yacht Clubs. They're not buying Pudgy Penguins much. They're buying punks, which I find very interesting. Does it mean that an ordinal season is coming? Does it mean that runes are coming up? I'm not very bullish on runes, but I am bullish on these OG cryptos getting a lot of the volume this cycle. People have been burnt. They've been burnt continuously. The only thing, I mean, when I check Dex Screener, for example, this is kind of the place to go to when you want to see the rest of the crypto market. This is what's happening. I mean, Solana is pumping this stupid coin called Routine, and that's like because of some dude's cringe routine, right? That's going to be dead in probably a week, right? Nothing else is cooking right now. We used to have 30, 50, 100 mil runners every single day. Now we don't have them. Toncoin doesn't have enough liquidity to go ahead and actually have things pump. I mean, we haven't had a trade on this resistance dog coin over the past 5 minutes, which is insane. I mean, that's like beyond dead. You hate meme coins so much. I mean, I hate them too, King Laffy, but I'm not going to be the guy that's just sitting on the sidelines and watching these meme coiners get rich. I mean, I'm going to be part of this. Tron wants to do a meme coin season, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm convinced. I don't know if I'm convinced yet that there's enough liquidity to make it happen. I know Justin and, these guys, they've got real money, but I don't know if they want to pump it into the market right now. So I don't know about Tron. Sonic wants to make an algorithmic stablecoin. I'm kind of just spitting right now and just telling you all what I know. Spend a lot of time, the crypto market, so I have a lot of random information in my head. Sonic wants to do an algorithmic stablecoin, which if that reminds you of Luna/UST, it should. Luna did pump a lot before the algorithmic stablecoin plummeted, and they think that they solved it. I don't know if I'll be buying it. I probably will not, and unless there's some kind of arbitrage opportunity that I can take advantage of, I'm not going to be holding algorithmic stablecoins in 2025. I think we all learned from Lunk that we got to not do that. Very true. Need to get involved where it's worth it. Exactly. You have to get involved no matter what. A lot of these altcoins are just like meme coins. It's the same exact thing. Avalanche is also very similar. The trenches are cooked. These are all dumping. They're not doing very well. And so I, for the most part, have kind of just stopped. All I'm doing is accumulating majors like most people are doing right now. If you're someone that thinks that you're missing out in the crypto markets because you have only looked into videos like Hbar or XRP, who cares? Who cares? You know what you should do? You should be like Big A. You should watch while you grill some A5 Wagyu. Oh, that looks delicious. Oh, yeah, that looks really good right about now. Don't say that. I'm trying to be on a diet. I'm trying to be on a diet. Please stop. But yeah, man, A5 sounds real good right about now. I'm going to Dubai, so I'm definitely going to be eating it up over there. Dubai food is surprisingly good, and it's not that expensive. Their tax situation's a bit different over there. But yeah, man, A5 Wagyus is what we need. We need to be holding. We need to believe in something. I've been monitoring the Beam nodes. So Beam nodes are actually doing pretty good. Let me explain right now. So I've been super big into nodes. That's like NFTs with incentives. The easiest way to explain it is that if you want to get a bunch of wallets that are all very loyal to a crypto, why not just put it all into an NFT? And that's kind of what they've gone ahead and done. These are bouncing pretty hard. Over the month, it's down 11%, but over the past 7 days, it's up 40% or something like that. So I'm monitoring to see how these are performing. And I'm also Decrypto. Beam has been doing very well. I also, our Beam validator right now. Let me go to the delegations page. So our Beam validators are actually doing really well. So 2 of our validators have actually gone ahead and maxed out. So we've got, what is this, over $1 million worth of staked node tokens. So we are very much focused on seeing what happens on April 1st. April 1st is when the secondary rewards come in for Beam. We'll have to see how good they are. I'm talking to the Beam team to try to see if I can get any information to be able to share with you all on April 1st, to be able to give, accurate information. I'm also going to be buying or selling Beam nodes depending on how the market reacts to April 1st when the secondary rewards come out. As we see right now, the Beam floor price is $789, which is actually not bad. It's not bad at all. I think it was like $300 at some point through bids. And then it spiked up very hard when Beam pumped. The floor price for these when they minted was like $12.50. It had a discount though. If you bought it on AVAX as well later on in the sale, it was even cheaper. But yeah, I'm monitoring this very, very much. I'm monitoring XRP. I'm monitoring Hbar. Let's see Barely Afloat here. Here's a question. New to crypto in 2025. You retired. Loaded up on XRP, XLM, Hbar. Unfortunately, XCN, Z, BCN, and Toshi. I thought I'd be pretty safe this way. So what I would say is, this is normal. Every new trader is the same way. If you are someone that is buying something that is riskier, let's give, for example, Toshi. Let's pull up Toshi. So Toshi has a market cap of, 134 mil, which is not bad. Not bad at all. At all-time highs, the market cap was, like 600 mil. So this coin, this coin right now, it's on Base. The daddy coin for the Base ecosystem is Brett. And Brett right now is at a market cap of about 2x where Toshi was, and it peaked at $2 billion. So Toshi only has so much liquidity to go ahead and tap into to go ahead and pump. And so when the liquidity runs out, a lot of the time you get these crazy candles down, crazy cascades down. And that's totally normal for meme coins, happens all the time. I would say, once the big cowabunga comes, these don't come back 99% of the time. And you kind of got to move on. Versus something like, XRP, which when liquidity kind of runs out, a lot of these holders have already been holding since God knows when they ended up buying. They've been holding for a very long time. These holders are much more likely to hold versus you get something like Toshi and it pumps in the span of a month. These are all new holders. All of these are new holders, all opportunistic speculators that just want to tap into the short-term pump, the short-term speculation. All this manipulation, it just comes crashing back just as fast versus something like XRP that's been around for God knows how long. These traders are much more likely to hold, maybe sell a little bit of their position because they understand that these are much longer term positions. And that's why the longer term cryptos have just held up so much better. And that's why I'm much more bullish on long-term cryptos. And that's why I'm much more bullish on nodes. Just in general, anything that is longer term, I'm bullish on. As long as, and there is a caveat to it, there's the gaming space that is one that I would kind of inverse everything I just said. Whereas the crypto gaming companies that have been around for a long time, raised a lot of money, but just haven't been able to make a success out of their game, I'm very bearish on because they have spent a lot of money building their game and they haven't made a lot of money through their products. These I'm extremely bearish on because if they can't raise, their company's going to go down under. And how are they supposed to maintain their token price and their hype if they run out of money? There's no way they can do that. So what's going to happen in the gaming space is they're going to get cannibalized by stuff like Beam that has hundreds of millions of dollars raised and tons of investments. These are going to be the ones that actually make it and eat the rest of the market. A lot of the time, this is for most crypto traders, if you're trading, you're probably going to lose money, one. Unless you know something that other people do not know. Unless you understand something that gives you plus EV, you shouldn't be trading more volatile cryptocurrencies. Maybe you know how to do LP provisioning or concentrated liquidity in a way that other people don't understand. And you're better at picking the ranges, you're better at doing TA. It makes sense to trade. But if you don't have that advantage and you're new to crypto, there's no reason to get into degen plays. There's no reason to get into that part of the market because that's how most people that became millionaires back in 2021 are losing their money. I have talked to countless people from the 2021 cycle that are millionaires. They were 7-figure holders, lost it all. They lost it all this cycle. This has been the most unforgiving cycle in crypto. The most unforgiving cycle in crypto for the people that have decided to do this speculation into these degen coins less than $1 billion. It's been so easy for people that, and this is kind of funny and ironic. People like to come after XRP holders and Hbar holders. They're saying, oh, but these tokens have no use case and blah, 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 blah. You know how people are on Twitter, right? But my argument has always been, at least they're holding up. At least they're holding up. How are your cryptos doing? Yeah, your cryptos are not doing nearly as well. These guys actually held. What did you guys do? So my argument is always that when it comes to this, the value add here is that these cryptos actually maintain their valuations versus most of the other cryptos where all these people tried to hyper trade and try to be geniuses on Wall Street bets thinking they're the next guy. They lost it all of it. I got into 50 different token rounds and I invested, well into the six figures into these rounds. Who cares? I made more money on Hbar from a percentage standpoint. I mean, really, I made more money on XRP. You think alt season is delayed, not denied? So Decrypto, I think this alt season is going to be awkward in the sense that a lot of these tokens are not going to survive. This alt season is going to be similar in the sense that, the majors, the ones that have been around for a long time and are already winning the narrative, the Mania USA crypto, the Mania USA cryptos, the DeFi cryptos, what else would be it? I'm not sure if I'm too bullish on AI only because of energy. I think energy is going to be a big problem for our society coming forward, especially into 2026, 2027. We're already seeing XAI, some of these other big AI companies have a lot of pollution. That's been a big problem for AI companies. I don't know how bullish I am. I think the AI top might short-term be here because of energy concerns globally. But I am very bullish on, stuff like RWA, tokenizing stuff on the blockchain. Gaming, I think, is going to have a resurgence with the ones that actually got funding. Most gaming projects are going to die. And just the Mania USA cryptos. That's kind of where the cycle is heading. Some people that might make it that are not Mania USA cryptos are stuff like Tron. If you actually look at Tron right now, from a price perspective, let's go ahead and look at Justin Sun's page. These guys are taking full advantage of the World Liberty Finance narrative. Justin Sun invested $30 million in World Liberty Finance as its largest investor. These guys are making sure that they're aligning with the US. Because if you don't align with the US in this crypto bull run, you're going to be kind of shot out. A lot of the gains and a lot of the losses this cycle have been directly due to the equity markets in the US. So you have to align with them or else you're going to kind of be cooked this cycle from a long-term holder's perspective. That's where I feel a lot of the movements are coming. And so that's where I've been kind of aligning my bags over time. All season is going to happen there. It's not going to happen in those random niche narratives that people think is going to happen. Like AI agents, I think are done. I'm not confident at all on AI agents coming back. I just don't see it happening in its current form at all. Just don't see it. A lot of these were LARPs, just complete LARPs. So we'll see where it goes. In other news, we have the IMF stating that Bitcoin is digital gold. That's cool. We'd like to see that. Here it is. I can read all this, but I don't really feel like it. All you need to know is that, yeah, a lot of people are going ahead and adopting Bitcoin, and that's a good thing. We like to see that. The IMF talking about it can only be good. Alt season, September. I could see that, King. I 100% see that in the works. I would bet on an alt season in September. I would bet on an alt season. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think we're getting DeFi summer. This might be a hot take because DeFi summer is something I don't think a lot of people are talking about. But I keep yapping about it only because of what the charts are telling me and what TVL is telling me. Ethereum TVL has been very solid. Aave TVL has been very solid. A lot of the DeFi protocols have been very solid for a long time. They're making money off of fees. And we have Unichain, which Uniswap had their case dropped by the SEC. And so I'm thinking DeFi happens in summer. DeFi boy summer. Yeah. DeFi maxi summer. I think we're getting a DeFi summer. And then I think that's going to lead into the big ol' alt season that's going to make everything explode and everything's going to dump to oblivion afterward. That's kind of what I'm seeing in the charts right now. That's what I'm seeing. And that's what I think is going to happen and what I'm positioning for. I mean, completely honest, which is why I've been talking about stuff like Hbar. I'm more bullish on making money through DeFi on Hbar than I am probably on the token itself. Like the token might go to all-time highs, but realistically, I mean, this thing goes back up to what, 57 cents or something like that. Okay. It goes up 3x, 300%. Cool. If I do DeFi on Hbar, I'll probably make more than that. I mean, I've already made more than that on meme coins on Hbar. So what's stopping us from doing the same thing on DeFi? So I'm very much positioning into DeFi, which is nodes are going to have a lot to do with DeFi. A lot to do with DeFi. I'm expecting a DeFi run on these Mania USA cryptos. If you look at, I'll show it for you all. If you're here for the first time, by the way, don't forget to smash the like button. I share information all the time that are behind pay gates. One of them is Intel from Arkham. You can only get it from Arkham VIP. So let me go ahead and World Liberty Finance. Okay, so World Liberty Finance right now has $80 million. Let me put that up. So they have about $80 million on their wallets right now. Do you really think World Liberty Finance would lose money on their investment here? Do you think they're not going to cook with this? They're going to cook. They're going to make their money back here. They're not dumb. There's a reason they're accumulating these cryptos. They raised, what, $550 million on World Liberty Finance? An absolutely crazy amount of money. Crazy amount of money. They're accumulating Ethereum, Bitcoin, and then we have staked ETH. So a ton of Ethereum, which I find interesting. Makes me curious to see whether or not the reason for that is they want to accumulate more Ethereum, so they want the prices to be suppressed. I mean that could be something. We have Tron here, which we know Justin Sun was a big investor, so it makes sense for them to have Tron. We have Move, which I find very interesting. Move is one of those mini USA cryptos. They have the movement chain that came out very recently. I'm very bullish on Move. I have a almost six-figure position in Move, so we'll see where that ends up for me. We have AVAX, which also have a big position. Disclose that I am also an ambassador for AVAX, even though the pay is not much. I still like AVAX as a gaming blockchain. Very passionate about that. They have Mantle, which Mantle was pretty much a Bybit incubation, which I find really interesting. I do not know why Mantle is there. Makes you think, why in the world would they accumulate Mantle? I mean, what's the chart looking like for Mantle? It's not bad, right? It's a pretty decent chart. We have, what, all-time high, about double? Not even, it's 47% down. That's actually not bad. Market cap, yeah, this is actually a really good chart. Yeah, this one was like incubated by Bybit. I mean, that's why you see most of the volume here is through Bybit. So I find it really interesting what's going on here. Maybe that's an opportunity that we should be looking into. But anything like World Liberty Finance is accumulating, I'm looking at. I'm very much looking at. These are the guys that, you know, Trump is talking to pretty often, or at least Eric Trump is talking to. And we have to see what the hell they're doing. We have the Gnosis proxy, and then we have, what is this? OXA71. So OXA71 is the one that holds all the AVAX stuff. So we have to see, are they going to be making their own chain? I don't know, but it's something that I've been kind of monitoring over and over and over to see if there are any changes here on what they're accumulating. But it seems like they're accumulating a bunch of DeFi stuff. I mean, look at it. Tron is DeFi. Ethereum is DeFi. Move is DeFi. AVAX is DeFi. Mantle's probably DeFi. Say is DeFi. All of it's DeFi. All of this is DeFi. Ondo is the only one that you can argue is RWA, but $200,000, who cares about that? That means nothing. 200K means nothing. So just a bunch of DeFi plays that the government's been continuously, well, not the government, but World Liberty Finance has been accumulating for the longest time. It's very, 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 very interesting to me. So I have been positioning accordingly. How you doing, Gabriel? Welcome to the stream. This is kind of the vibe stream. It's the weekend. There's not a lot of news, but covering whatever news there is. It's not going to be as long of a live stream. Don't expect it to go through an hour, but going to have some fun. The goal is to have these live streams every day and get experts on, you know, people that have already made millions of dollars in crypto. We're going to have them on more than likely bi-weekly. It's going to be very fun to have them on to talk about alpha. I would highly recommend, if there's any stream that you watch of mine, it's those streams. You know, they might be the most boring ones because there's a bunch of old people talking about how they made money in crypto, but they're the ones you want to watch. They're easily the best streams and the most value add streams you could watch. And so, yeah, the charts are looking pretty good for XRP. The charts are looking pretty good for pretty much every mini USA crypto. We're seeing right now a bit of a jump on some of these DeFi protocols, which very much expected. And other thing which is moving the market right now, Sailor is hinting at a Bitcoin purchase. So he did a capital raise. They had a leveraged raise. Where was it? I don't think they have it here, but it was like at what, $775 million or something like that. It was a pretty big amount. How's it going, Marcus? Welcome to the stream. We have all these buys from Taylor, very small buys recently. So he's trying to kind of lead up to a big buy. Sailor is a lot of the buys on Bitcoin. Sailor had a lot of the holding power on Bitcoin. A lot of the holding power on Bitcoin. So I think this is a 5D chess move to have US equity buy up a lot of the supply of Bitcoin, and to have the government buy up a lot of the supply of Bitcoin to compete with China and to compete with the other majors. That's what I think is happening right now in crypto. And it could be tinfoil hat. I could be completely wrong here, but that's kind of where I am thinking the cycle is moving. That's why I've been so big into the whole mini USA crypto thing and why it's paid off so big for us. Because I think these guys are going to make some pretty big Bitcoin purchases pretty soon, and they're going to be accumulating Bitcoin at a price that 12 months from now, we're going to be like, I wish I bought more Bitcoin. That's how it always is, right? I wish I bought more Bitcoin. I'm seeing new all-time highs, a no-brainer. I don't think you need to be an expert trader to understand that new all-time highs are coming. I don't think you also need to be an expert trader to understand that we are in a chop season. So doing leverage trades is not a good idea. This candle right here is a great example of it. So this is very similar to kind of like a Darth Maul candle. What happens with Darth Maul candles is that you have these huge moves to the upside and then you have these huge moves to the downside. You might not think this is a big move, you know, $84,800 to $83,000. But if you're on a 50x leverage, this is gonna get you. This is going to get you. And these Darth Maul candles kind of going all the way up and then all the way down and then just ending right in the middle. This is what gets futures traders liquidated. That's what destroys these futures traders. And there have been much more extreme cases of these crazy, crazy Darth Maul candles. I mean, look at this candle over here. It's fucking destruction right here. This went all the way from 92,000 all the way down to 87K, ended right in the middle of this candle. Like, this is crazy. This is some crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. These candles that have been happening for whatever reason much more recently, often. They've been happening very often, very often. They've just been liquidating people after people after people. Everybody's getting liquidated right now in the futures market. If you're trading futures, unless you're a degenerate gambler, you're losing right now. You're just losing. I made most of my profits on the spot markets. The futures markets right now especially are very difficult to trade. Very difficult to trade. If you're winning on the futures markets, I mean, congratulations, because it is tough. It is just very tough to stomach. Onyx Coin, I don't know what Onyx Coin is. XCN, I don't know what this is. Did this rebrand from something else? This was at $1 billion and just went on straight line down, or what? What is this? I don't know what this is. Is this RWA or something? It looks like RWA. Thank you. Of course, around town. Yeah, I don't know what this is. Design for financial grade applications, cross-border payments, all transactions are XCN. Yeah, I don't actually know what this is. I'm not going to pretend to know what this is or try to tell you whether or not I like this or not because I don't know enough about it. So I guess I do need to look into it. Thank you for giving me a new coin to look at. Let me plug this here. FR. Okay. XRPH. What's XRPH? See, then now we're getting all the random coins that I don't know about. XRP Healthcare. Why is there a coin called XRP Healthcare? It's on MEXC and Bitmar, which I'm very bearish about. MEXC likes to pump and dump their charts very often. They take supply and they like to milk it. Oh, it listed? Hype has died since. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't really care about those coins. I don't look into things that are hot in a day and then they just die out. It's all just pump and dump stuff, dude. Like, all of it is just pump and dump stuff. Listed on Coinbase means nothing anymore. I mean, back in 2021, it meant something, but getting listed on Coinbase or Binance, it means absolutely nothing these days. I don't base my investment decisions based on when something gets listed. The reason for that, and you're going to see a lot of those coins that got listed on Binance, was Nero one of them? Yeah, Nero was one of them. Yeah, so Nero, you'll kind of have checked. Can I see when this thing got listed on Binance? First, OKX, and then we had, so Coinbase is here, Kraken, Bithumb, Binance. So Binance was here, and then it went up pretty good, actually. But typically speaking, these don't do well. I mean, Binance listings do not do well because Binance gets a bunch of the supply and they just dump it to shit. I mean, like, that's what happens here. So I'm not very bullish on Binance listings or Coinbase listings or any of the listings right now. Centralized exchange listings are just not the same as they were before at all. I don't care about them. I wouldn't make a video talking about something like Hbar, for example, and say, hey, I am very bullish on Hbar because it got listed on blah, blah, blah exchange that it hasn't already been listed on. It means nothing to me at this point because these centralized exchanges are the biggest grifters in crypto. They're all the biggest grifters in crypto. So I have zero trust in a centralized exchange listing being something net positive for crypto. Your biggest holding is Hbar, then XRP and XLM. So you've got the Made in USA crypto stuff. So I kind of like that port. I like that port because XRP, you know, it's a centralized play. You got XLM as the decentralized version of XRP. They've got the fork XRP. And then you have the institution play. The institution play is Adara. So that port makes sense to me. I will say, like, I will be dumping these cryptos. I'll be dumping a lot of these cryptos probably Q3, Q4 of 2025. So once we get to the latter end of the cycle, I'm going to be dumping a good amount of these. And Hbar, you know, all these cryptos, you know, they pump a lot. I was up 30x on my Hbar at all-time highs. And I took a very good amount of profit. I think when it was at 24x. So it went down a bit before I started to take profit on it. Very bullish on it continuing. And I'm actually thinking of DCAing. If Hbar hits like 15 cents, I'm going to be buying a hell of a lot of Hbar. like a lot of fucking Hbar. But I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. Very patient. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You know what's something very interesting, Desire? Litecoin. Litecoin's very interesting to me. Litecoin's interesting to me because last cycle, it was very huge for being a Bitcoin fork. People all over the world, I remember the Walmart news. The Walmart news is the big catalyst that happened for Litecoin this cycle. Well, last cycle rather, in 2021. It was this that really sparked it as one of those adjacent payment processors. When you went to a Bitcoin ATM, you would use Litecoin. Everybody would use Litecoin, or they would use Tron. That was kind of the two big ones. XLM was also used a bit. They forgot about it this cycle, though. Nobody cares about it. And I'm starting to think this might be a hot take, but next cycle, I don't think people are going to care that XLM is an XRP fork. That's not going to be an important narrative. They are going to have to continue to differentiate. These two cryptocurrencies are going to have to differentiate if we're going to continue to see an XLM run next cycle, which I find very interesting. But Litecoin's been the same the entire way around. They tried to do the cringe meme coin stuff, and it just didn't work. It didn't work at all. What exchange do I like to use? So around town, if you want the blunt answer, as much as I would like to just tell people to go to the description and, use the affiliate links and then I make money, the honest answer is that the exchange I like to use is none, only because I am very fluid. I don't like to stick to one exchange. I think that centralized exchanges, they have a lot of predatory tactics that I do not enjoy using or employing. For example, a lot of these exchanges will hunt your futures positions if they're big enough, which is not great. Their maker-taker fees most of the time are not as competitive as using something like Hyperliquid. I would say, of course, keep most of your crypto on a decentralized wallet. If you're, for example, you're like Eugene, you have Hbar, you better have it on Hashback. If you don't have your Hbar on a Hashback, then you are not being responsible with your Hbar. If you're holding it on Coinbase, you're not being responsible. You cannot hold your cryptocurrencies on centralized exchanges. They can do the most stupid things, and all of a sudden you lose your life savings. So do not be in that position. Always hold your crypto on decentralized exchanges. But if you want to trade, very bluntly, if you want to trade, Blowfin's not bad. BitGet's not bad. And that's kind of it. So no KYC, I would use Blowfin right now. And then for KYC, I would use probably BitGet. BitGet's the one for KYC. So that's kind of where I'm at in terms of futures. But I would very much just keep it all on a decentralized wallet. That's kind of where I would be. Centralized exchanges, they're just not the same as last cycle. Everybody learned from FTX. If you didn't learn a lesson from FTX, the only lesson is that. I know you were mad on Crow, but thoughts on Chris answering questions. So honest thoughts. Where's my icy way? So I haven't used this thing. I still have this thing, the icy way or whatever. And my honest perspective, if you want a less sensationalized version of exactly what I was talking about there, I felt that it was a bit tone deaf to pass a proposal with your top validator without having an AMA. My pain point was that he didn't have an AMA before this thing actually went out so he could clear it out. He waited until the vote passed to be able to then explain what's going on. I'm sure a lot of the community would have backed him if he just went out and said what was going on. If he just said it up front, I'm sure most of us would have backed him. And, the proposal would have passed. Everybody would have been happy. Who cares if 70 billion Crow comes back to the supply? If he's got this great vision for it over God knows how long, then it doesn't matter. No, nothing wrong with that. But it's just very tone deaf to say that Kronos is separated from Crypto.com and then, have this level of manipulation on the actual governance proposal. It's very tone deaf. So that makes me very bearish on Crow. Very, very bearish on Crow as a token. It can still pump and, can still do well. But the way that they've carried themselves is in a way that I would not trust any of my money to be a part of. Even if it goes back up, I'm sure that there are going to be other cryptocurrencies that haven't done these things that will perform just as good. And it's kind of like a moral issue for me that it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to do an AMA after you decide to do this. It's like telling a country, hey guys, we're going to be doing something that's going to change the very dynamic of everything we've gone ahead and done. But I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do until after we pass the law. So you got to vote yes on this law, but I'm not going to tell you why. I'm going to make it very vague to the point where you're not going to understand anything. We're going to wait until this passes and then let you know. And then let you know what's going on. I mean, why would you buy Crow when you could just buy BNB? BNB is tried and tested. They're tried and tested. They actually made it. They survived. Good for them. Just fine. We also have BitGet's token, which BitGet's token, a lot of people ignored for a very long time. BitGet's making a lot of money on their profit. Their token's doing well because people are using the BitGet token for fees, for fee reductions on BitGet. So as long as people are using BitGet, then the BitGet token is incentivized to go up. So for centralized exchange coins, why would I go and grab Crow when I could just buy the cryptocurrency on a centralized exchange that isn't scared to talk about it? I mean, how scared is Chris? Chris like soils his pants every time he talks about Crow. And then all of a sudden, when he wants to introduce 70 billion coins into the supply, I mean, he decides to put the $ Crow. How long has it been since this guy put $ Crow on his bio? If people have been tracking this, they would know what I'm talking about. So I get the engagement farm, and I would love to make videos saying crypto.com is going to go to $1 and just engagement farm it for the next eon. I know it would get views, but I'm above that. I don't care about the views that I might get for making Chronos videos. I would rather be honest with my audience, and that's the honest truth. That's the honest truth of it all. I'd rather be honest than they kind of say it how it isn't. It's your biggest bag and you're down 50%. Yeah, but what if your bag goes down another 90%? What if the bag keeps bleeding? At some point, people have to learn to take their losses. But I would say, yeah, you know, like if I put my life savings on Chronos, I'd probably wait until we heard what Chris has to say. So I empathize with you. If that's your position, I empathize. But please, next time, do not dump a lot of money into a rewards coin, because that's all Crow is. Crow is a rewards coin that is manipulated by Crypto.com, but for whatever reason, they renamed it to Chronos. It should just be called Crypto.com. I don't get the 5D chess move of naming it Chronos when they're just going to be manipulating it like it's nothing. Guys, if Trump can yap about Trump coin, then I think Chronos is okay with being called Crypto.com. If Trump can say, I love $ Trump, so cool, the greatest of them all. If he can say this, then I promise you that you're doing nothing wrong by calling it the Crypto.com exchange. That's the honest truth of it all. It's kind of like throwing Chronos as like the cuck in the corner because you're scared. There's no reason to be scared. Just call it Crypto.com. If you're going to manipulate it, just call it Crypto.com. So that's where I'm at. And also, by the way, how weak of a pump was this? He yaps about Trump coin and it goes up what? 200 mil? That's nothing. That's actually pretty shocking. Mr. Trump does not have the pump power that we thought he had. Very, very, very interesting. But you know who does have the pump power? The 45 people on this live stream currently. Can we break 52 viewers? 52 viewers is a brand new all-time high for this live stream. Smash the like button. Get more people looking at the honest truth of crypto. There's too many people. I mean, how many live streams? I'm sure some of you have looked at other live streams in the crypto space. Be honest with me. How many live streams in crypto are saying it like we do? Saying it like how it needs to be said. So many live streams. I'm going to emulate it. Give me 1 second. This is what they do. Let me pull this up. So we are doing Hbar XRP crypto all-time highs in 2025. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to pull up this. I'm going to pull up this. Pull up this. All right, pull up this. All right, so this is what most live streams do. Lol. The thing you don't realize, my friend, is that Hbar will hit new all-time highs. Why will it hit new all-time highs? Because the technology is great and because something I read on Twitter told me that it would be great. And so I, as someone that makes YouTube videos all day, doesn't actually provide any value, I want to tell you that the price will go up because of something I read on X. That is why it will go up. And for example, someone would look at, I don't know, for example, the Solana trenches. Someone would look at this and then they would be like, okay, why does this pump? Does anybody in this chat know why exactly something like morning routine pumps? A lot of people would answer, okay, well, it's the hot meme of the past week. This meme, it blew up. There's good reason for this thing to be pumping. Makes sense. Let's pump it up. The real reason this pumps, and the actual answer for why these stupid little meme coins pump, is because one, this is the first meme coin on Twitter to blow up natively. This got 500 million views on X, specifically natively. It's already been viral for months. Beforehand, we're just starting to get exposure on X as a platform. So this makes sense as a runner. Volume tends to trickle down on meme coins the first couple days. We saw it here. Very natural. We're having new all-time highs. And this is probably going to top out at, I don't know, like 30 mil or something like that. This is probably not going to go much higher. And it'll pump short term. It's going to have that blow off top into the stupid little dump into oblivion because this meme coin doesn't mean anything. It doesn't build any value for the space, but it pumps here. And then other things people would go and they would say is, oh, well, it's pumping because of the attention that it's getting and the volume that it's getting. And I'm like, no, it's because a lot of the holders that are holding this thing are purposefully market making and manipulating this upward, grabbing a bunch of fees in the process. There's so much about crypto that goes so much deeper than just this thing pump or this thing dump. It's way more complicated, and there's a lot more to this than people make it out to be. Much more to make than people just initially make it out to be, which I'm obsessed about. I'm absolutely obsessed about every little facet of crypto. I spend so much time doing things that are not making videos. Why do you think I don't edit my videos? Why do you think I just yap for like 10 minutes about things that I've already found in the crypto space? Because I'm not here to make content all day. I'm here to trade crypto. I'm here to make money in the crypto industry. I'm not here to be a content creator. The content creator stuff is very much secondary to what I do. We have King Laffy here. Crows screwed me up badly. I might just sell, put it back into something else. So I guess a lot of you will probably be asking this question right now, and totally normal. If the crypto is down that much and the primary catalyst, because the sentiment's already low, if the primary catalyst is going to be the Crow Day, if you're going to be selling, if you're going to be liquidating, you want to see this range pop. This range has been popping for the past month. They've been stabilizing this. My assumption here is they've been stabilizing this price at about 8 cents because they are waiting for the AMA to pump it. I mean, that's what makes sense to me. The market makers, they're stabilizing price. They want it to pump on the day of the AMA. That would make sense to me. This might be a little bit far-fetched, but last time Crow had an AMA before they were capitulating, for example, when they misappropriated funds with Gate.io, and that ended up happening, people were very bearish. They dumped it to oblivion, and the token pumped a lot during the Chris AMA. So I would be bullish into Chris AMAs because of prior history during these Chris AMAs. So if you're going to liquidate Crow, you probably want to wait. Is there the chance of the EV going to the downside? Yeah, but I would prioritize probably a bounce before we get a dump on it. That would make sense to me, only because of kind of what we've seen in the past, right? What do I think about ICX? Well, I don't know about ICX, so I cannot give you a proper opinion on what I think about ICX. So I'm not going to pretend to be some kind of guru on ICX, right? And I'm not going to pretend to pull up some TA chart and be like, oh, well, we have a big candle here, and it was actually just an order book error, but I'm going to pretend it wasn't. Or LCX? Wait, I think I know what LCX is. I feel like I've heard of this before. Dude, there's so many random coins this cycle. Like, what is this shit? Buckle up, future millionaires will be made. What is this? Read the username, that's not me. I don't know. There's too many random coins in the cycle. Insiders boom. I don't know what to think about this. That's the problem with this cycle. There's too much random shit that pops up. There's how many crypto coins? 13 million on CMC? 13 million coins. Who's here to trade this? Nobody's here to trade this. They're fully regulating crypto. I mean, who's bullish on Europe? Who is bullish on innovation in Europe? There is brain drain in Europe. That's what's happening in Europe right now. The brain drain is coming to the US. The brain drain is coming to other continents. It's a shit show right now in Europe. I would not be bullish on anything regarding Europe right now. I would say you have to look at where the equity markets are pointing. And they're pointing to China and they're pointing to the US. Very simply put, all the brain drain is there. All of the volume is there. All of the market cap. The biggest cryptos. I mean, let's go through them right now. Okay, let's see. So Bitcoin, debatably US. Ethereum is Russian, Vitalik Buterin, right? But apparently they have a made in USA crypto narrative, which I don't know where it's coming from, but it is what it is. We have XRP America, BNB Asia, Solana America, Dogecoin. I don't even know where this guy's from. I think is this guy from America? I don't even know where this guy's from. Cardano is America. Tron is Asia, but they have investments into America. Chainlink, America. Toncoin, Pavel Durov I think he's Russian, but he's in Dubai now. And he is very bearish on that. And we have XLM, which is America. We have AVAX, America. We have Hbar, America. Sui, Eric Trump, America. We have Polkadot, which I don't actually know where Polkadot is, but all the biggest cryptos. This is where capital is rotating to. It's clear as day. This is where the capital is. So don't trade on something in some random continent that doesn't have liquidity right now. If Europe magically comes up and is all of a sudden the big hot thing, you will know. You will have time to adapt. and we'll be able to trade these European cryptos. But most of the American cryptos are already, what is it, MiCA regulated? Is that the thing from Europe, the MiCA regulations? They're compliant with MiCA. So you're not gonna have to worry about that. What I think about Xborg. So Xborg had a huge come up after its launch. They had all of its supply come out, had a big dump right afterward, and then they had just an enormous run up. So I would say a lot of the reason that this ended up pumping is because, one, we had a bit of a spurt in gaming. This gaming spurt was very positive for Xborg. And the second thing I would say is a lot of creators, a lot of momentum from marketing was here. This momentum is dead right now. This momentum is dead in the water, doesn't exist, but they have a decent amount of funding. This might come back once, I would say, the end of the cycle comes. The end of the cycle comes, NFTs run. Off the Grid has launched the gun tokens here. It's been at $1 billion FDV for a while. Pumps, hopefully, fingers crossed, to 4 to 5 bill FDV through speculation, and then Xborg runs again. So that's kind of where I'm at in terms of Xborg. And then XRP to the moon. I stand by you. I stand by the XRP army. You know how many people, because I've become very much Twitter native since like 2024. You know how many people were clowning on me for covering XRP on Twitter? So many people were clowning on me for covering XRP on Twitter and Hbar specifically. When I would go on something like, X, and then it'd be like Hbar and I don't know, Xbar to the moon. Oh, yay, right? Everybody would call me an idiot. They would say, how dare you say this? How dare you? And I'm posting this, by the way. I don't care. I'm posting this. People would clown all over me for going ahead and doing this. But these days, it actually kind of makes sense. All of a sudden, it makes sense. So you know what? You guys can capitulate. I'm going to do what I feel is right and what's worked out for me. Simple as that. So many people doubted me on my Hbar conviction. When that thing hit 4 cents, you know how many people were being negative in regards to my Hbar coverage? So many people. And you know how many people are now, these newbie Hbar guys that come onto my videos and they're like, oh, you're saying take profit? Dude, you do realize that it's only a 3x to 50 cents? Like, no, dude. We bought at 4 cents. We bought at 4 to 5 cents. We are up a hell of a lot more. We've actually been here. We were here when you weren't. We're going to be taking profits earlier than you. We're dumping on your head. Whether or not it works on you or not, that's a different question. But this is a PvP market right now. Everybody's fighting each other. It doesn't matter what crypto you're trading. Everybody is fighting each other. So don't be the guy holding the bag. Be the one that holds the bag until the pump happens and sell into pumps. A good example of this is Aether. So I've been big into nodes, and part of nodes is that you get tokens over time. The entire strategy behind nodes is that you accumulate during whatever this time is, and then the second this thing pumps, you dump. Simple as that. So when this thing hits like 8 to 9 cents from 4 cents, it doubles in price, dump your coins. You're happy with what you got. Another great example of this was Myria. Myria was dumping for God knows how long. Everybody was done. And, people were down 90%. This thing pumps 10x's. You dump everything. You win. You make your money back. If you were 90% in the water and then all of a sudden you're up 300% on an investment, you need to get the hell out. You need to get the hell out of there. That's what you need to do. Take your profit, buy your Bugatti, do whatever you want. You don't understand nodes? Well, it's okay, King Laffy. Everybody has their plus EV. So EV is expected volatility. Everybody has their trade that they understand more than others. And my thing has always been nodes. I used to run a Terra Luna Classic validator. I was big into Cosmos. We had millions of dollars worth of capital on there. I delved into LP pools. I delved a lot into farming during DeFi season in 2021. So I get that. I mean, that's been my thing for the longest time. There's a lot of people that don't get nodes, and that's okay. I don't think nodes is a market for everyone. It will never be a market for everyone. If I talk to most people, they'd be much better off holding something like XRP, Ethereum, or Bitcoin rather than trying to get into nodes. Most people will probably lose money in nodes, only because it's too complicated. It's like trading gaming coins. Most people do not understand what it takes to actually trade a gaming coin or what actually matters when it comes to a gaming coin. They're just going to trade what they think makes sense. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. But yeah, most of you guys are just better off just trading stuff that's more simple. This cycle has been very much geared toward the simple trader. The simple trader has made the most money this cycle. I think we can all agree on that. So that's going to continue to kind of be the case for the rest of the cycle. This stream went a lot longer than I thought it was going to go. I'm enjoying these streams way too much. I hate it. I yap way too much. Okay, I'm going to try to keep it short here. We are 49 minutes in. thank you all for going ahead and showing up. I am very passionate about this. I am going to have expert traders, people from my network that are very knowledgeable in the space. You're down batting your carrot and Xborg. Yeah, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that, Big A. I did dump a lot of Xborg, though. I'm doing good. I did good on my Xborg, but carrot, we don't talk about carrot. Yeah, that's pretty much going to be the stream. I will be streaming tomorrow. Fingers crossed, 12 p.m. Eastern time. If not, then, I mean, you'll see the notification on your phone. I'll see y'all later. Stay classy, y'all, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace, 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 peace.